Welcome back to the channel. I gotta be honest. We fired Caleb.
Just kidding. We tried, but our mom wouldn't let us.
Well, it's like Mom saved his butt again.
For the last 5 months, we've been turning this mini truck into an off-road recovery wrecker. And every week we try to bring you guys the best video we possibly can.
It's super hard to appease everybody because everybody watching wants to see something different. Some guys watching are wanting to see us pull every single bolt out in real time and explain how to rebuild the transfer case completely. Other people are just here to see what us three are doing. And then the other group is just wanting to see how close we are to getting the mini truck finished. And so every single week we're trying to give all 100-ish thousand people watching exactly what they want to see. And to do that, it takes a ton of planning on our part and a ton of preparation with the right editing, the right music, the right content that we're doing. And basically, it just gets extremely difficult.
And we're not complaining. We love our job. We love what we're doing. But sometimes things just don't go as they're planned, and sometimes we have other stuff.
Usually they don't.
Yeah.
Usually they don't go how we plan it.
We've got other stuff we got to deal with. We got to keep the shop up and going. We got to do everything that it takes to keep a business going, all while making a story out of this truck.
We in no way want it to sound like we're complaining or that we're trying to say that we don't love it, because we love our job. All three of us absolutely love it. But we want to show and explain some stuff that you wouldn't normally see in our regular videos, as well as how tough doing what we do can actually be.
So in order to make this business function, we have to be mechanics, fabricators, welders, plumbers, electricians,
Tax guy.
taxes,
Secretary, email answerer.
What do you call the guy, the money guy?
The money guy.
The money guy.
Yeah.
Fleet manager,
Videographer, photographer, editor,
social media manager,
The parts orderer,
yeah.
if that's a word. Our forklift broke down the other day. Who does that?
Yeah,
Who's the forklift mechanic?
Somebody
around
needs
here?
to be a forklift technician, and that was actually Alex's job.
It didn't go very good because I broke it more.
Now it really don't start.
So most people, they just pick one of those things, maybe two, and they get really good at it.
Yeah. We have to figure out how to be decent at 18 things. Really though, it literally is just us three. We don't have a guy that comes in after hours to work on the mini truck doing this dumb small things that nobody wants to see.
Clean the shop, nothing.
We sweep the floors, we clean the trucks, we do everything other than our mom takes care of the merch.
Thank goodness she does.
Oh yeah, there would be no such thing as Peg Brothers merch if it wasn't for Mom.
So if you're sitting there in your house in your Peg Brothers gear, you better thank Mama Peg.
With all that being said, that is why some weeks and some videos are better than others.
So because sometimes we're not running on all 8 cylinders, we're going to show you why we have a bunch of self-inflicted problems that we've made on the mini truck. So for the ones that have seen the suspension video where we 4-linked the front, we got down to the last wire at 2 a.m. on Saturday night, and we had to put these link mounts that we had off some bracket down off something, and it took us 2 hours to plasm out of the bracket. So that's why they look like that, and they're just barely tacked on there. And that's something that needs to get changed, but nobody would ever know.
All right, the next thing, I'll take the hit. I welded these lower links on. And if you can't see exactly what's wrong with it, the best practice is to have the point, the center line of this joint, at least midway down this tube, but preferably lower. And it was one of those things, the axle was on the forklift when I welded it. I didn't really realize where the pinion was going to end up. We were in a hurry. I was tired. I was kind of thinking, that's going to give us some more clearance. It's a little bit flatter lower link. I thought it was going to work out perfect, but yeah.
Here we are.
Here we are. We're having to cut this whole thing off on both sides. And that's like a 5-hour job that quite frankly, there's very few people in this world that want to watch us cut a bracket off for 5 hours. And the worst part is it doesn't get the mini truck any further along than it already is. And just for reference, me and Alex both kind of want to just keep them. It's mostly Brady that's making us cut them off. But if we do keep them, it's probably going to be terrible. It's probably going to hop like crazy and just not be good. So we'll see what happens, I guess.
The other part that's really hard about putting a mini truck body on a Power Stroke frame is trying to mount this turd without it bending and ripping this Chinesium off. And so we finally figured the front out, which who knows if that's going to hold. And Braid told us that he had this great solution for the rear to do these body mounts. And since we had to cut so much of this body, these doors don't shut right. It's hard to get the bolts in and out.
I didn't say that it was the great solution. Okay?
It was just a solution.
It was better than the one I had. So that's what we went with. And now it's like, do we cut it off and do something else? Do we just leave the stupid thing? I'm on the train and just leave it.
Get out of here.
It's on here. So that's just another problem that we've had.
So Caleb and Alex put me in charge of building this cross member with the motor mounts and everything to mount this motor. And they said, just make sure we've got plenty of room to take the oil pan off if we need to. Well, I thought that I did, but I think I might have taken the measurement from here and it was supposed to be down here. Long story short, you can't get the oil pan off, so we're stuck lifting the motor up to do anything with the oil pan.
As you may notice, this drive shaft is going to be on a pretty steep angle. And to help compensate that, we rolled this pinion on the rear end up so it's like on less of an angle. But as soon as we did that, this truss and diff and everything ran into where we had mounted the gas tank. So this gas tank had to be moved like 2 or 3 inches back. And then we ran into more problems when we put the gooseneck hitch in with everything hitting. So I think it got moved twice.
And tell them about that cool storage compartment that I spent all day making.
Yeah, Brady's super sick storage compartment to hold straps and D-rings and recovery gear. It don't fit anymore.
The worst part about it is we really don't even need that truss on there because it's leaf sprung. But that truss, just because we wanted it to look sick, caused us all that problem trying to move everything. Just because we wanted it to look good.
In our defense, it would have hit even without the truss. But the truss is on there as well when we've got like somebody's 18-wheeler on the bed of this thing. The truss, it could possibly come in handy one day.
It was absolutely necessary, and plus it came from Motobuilt, and you gotta have Motobuilt when you can.
The next order of business is this boom. This thing's problems, and we get to cut all of that off. I think I spent like 6 hours on that thing.
Dude, he put a lot of time into that thing, and it turned out way sick.
It's really cool if you like stuff that don't work.
Which is what we like around
Well,
here.
I mean, that's kind of the theme around here. But yeah, that whole thing's getting cut off because we have to put a snatch block system on it. And I had absolutely zero idea what I was doing. I don't think I've set eyes on anybody's, boom thing, but I probably should have before I started building that.
Thing is, it'll no problem pick up like a dirt bike or something light.
Groceries,
something like that. But as soon as you start picking something up that's heavy, like the front end of a Jeep, that winch line's definitely going to break.
You just can't win them all. Or actually any of them.
And I don't even mention our 4,800 pound boom that as soon as we're off camber, it's going to roll us over.
I'm actually a little nervous to be sitting under this thing. The tractor dang near bogs out when we're lifting this thing off.
We tried to flex it out the other day and it almost rolled over because it's so top heavy.
All right, I'm going to share another one of my bads. We were in a super big hurry when we made the video on the headache rack. It was like Friday night, and the only thing we had laying around was 1/8 inch 3x3. And after I made it, it looked awesome. We were super happy with it. Everybody was stoked. But I started to realize that that's where our chains were actually going to hold the whole entire vehicle when it's, loaded. So we're worried about this little teeny 1/8 inch 3x3. We're going to have all kinds of gussets and extra braces and all kinds of things to do up here to make that stronger. Where if I would have just done it at a like 1/4 inch 3x3, we wouldn't even have worried about it.
So this one I didn't even notice until it was done and Caleb pointed it out to me. I had to make these because as soon as we put any weight up on the headache rack, it wanted to bend this down. So I made these, made our little brackets, welded it all on. And if you come in here, you can see that we will never be able to get a nut on this bolt because this goes all the way down through. So we'll get one bolt, and that's a problem that we've had for months, and I just don't want to fix it.
That's why those still don't have bolts.
Yeah, the only solution
I've been
to that
wondering.
is drilling a huge hole there and welding a nut in.
And we're going to cross-thread it the first time we
Oh,
put a
yeah.
bolt in.
Well, to start in on the cab here, this should tell you about all you need to know. Where the flip are you going to find a Chinese mini truck door handle and it didn't even come with one? I'd like to say that Alex broke it and it's his fault, but it literally didn't even come with it.
Hold up. I broke the other side. This
Oh.
one didn't have it.
That's right. Also, we're missing the other side roll down, so good luck finding that too.
And it needs a windshield.
And it needs a windshield. Try and find a windshield for one of these. But the biggest I don't know if you can tell what the biggest problem is in here, but just by looking at it first glance, there's no dash. This whole firewall had to get pounded in to fit the radiator and fan. So now the dash doesn't work. The heater don't work. The
I forgot about
defrost,
that.
Nothing. It's not got nothing in there now. So we get to make a whole custom dash for this turd.
And that don't even cover the braking system problems that we're having because the dash is right at your feet with no room for a master cylinder.
Oh, close. Next thing on the list
It's
is...
the other side that doesn't close.
Oh, that's right. The next thing on the list is the Dirty Bubble grill that we've got going. And
It is not just that.
and
There's
this.
a lot.
and this as well. This doesn't fit anymore because of Alex.
Didn't put the bolts in, and we went to take it off the trailer.
No, that's because he drilled the bolts wrong.
Oh,
The bumper was bent because of that.
Oh,
But
okay.
he fixed it.
It happens.
But no, the Dirty Bubble grill in here, it used to work like a champ until we had to cut everything off to fit our radiator, and now there's nothing to mount the grill to or the lights. So they're just zip tied in here now.
And they're staying that way.
that is a mess in there.
Yeah, this is not cool in the front at all.
So that's really just the basics of the crap that we've had to do twice on this thing, solely for the sake of trying to get a video out for you guys and trying to go way too fast.
If the mini truck was all we had to do, these things would not be an issue. We could just knock them out, put our hoods down, and just get it done. But we have a lot of other things that we've been working on, such as my Jeep. I've been working on this thing for, what's it been, like 4 years?
Over 4 years.
Over 4 years on this piece of crap, and I just get a little bit done at a time. And I'm kind of a little bit precise. I want it done right.
Hold up. Did he say a little bit?
A little bit precise?
A little bit precise. I'm not quite to the burnout stage yet because I love working on it and it makes me excited. But I have a lot of big problems to take care of. But it's super hard to find the time and the focus to put in on it when we have everything else going on in the shop. It can't be on the lift because we need the mini truck there. It's in the way if it's over here. It can't be pulled all apart in the garage, so it kind of gets set at the side sometimes. And quite frankly, I think more people are interested in the mini truck, to be honest.
So not only do we have projects that we're trying to build, we've also got equipment that just doesn't run all the time.
Well, hold on here. It ran fine until you touched it. Now,
Well,
Fine.
Fine.
It run fine.
yeah, I wouldn't say fine.
Fine's a stretch. Fine is a
Did I say
stretch,
fine?
but it did run.
it ran and it was usable. Tell Alex touched it.
Well, yeah.
But you know what? We took our chances. You just never know what you're going to get. You might fix it. You might ruin it. I don't know.
The only propane I've ever dealt with is burning steaks on the barbecue, so I had no idea what I was doing. I tried to tear the regulator apart, and I think I just broke it. So we've got a new one hopefully coming.
This is not even to mention our poor Jeeps that get absolutely roached brought home, put in here dirty, and not even touched. There's a pretty good chance last time we were in Moab, I lost a head gasket.
Oh, yeah.
And I honestly forgot about it until like right now. That's how bad it is.
It's leaking oil, too.
Well, it's been doing that for a while. But you would think that I would come home, you know, clean my Jeep, fix it, all the little bells and whistles, like get everything. I don't even know where my hood scoop thing is. I don't even know where it's at. But you know what? It turns on and gets the job done.
I got one on the mini Jeep that you don't even know about yet.
I'm not that surprised.
So we had a video about, we were jumping our dad's ditch that he had, and I mean, look at that thing. It looks pretty sad.
I haven't driven it since. That it's done.
And we love that thing. We're trying to drive it, you know, everywhere, but we got a flat tire in that video. The other day I wanted to drive it, and I was like, dude, that thing came with a spare. So I go over and I throw the spare on, zip the bolts, throw it in drive, head out, and hear a I'm like, holy crap, well, like, what happened? I put the tire on backwards, so it ripped the valve stem off the inside. I just put it away, because
No.
I was wondering why
I know. Me too.
Let's see if we can see.
Are you serious? You honestly did that.
Dude, the wheels look the same on the inside.
What an idiot. I've had it. So
I don't even know what to say to you.
yeah, you're getting to see these guys' reactions firsthand. Because I was gonna take that one to the grave.
yeah, dude. That's another thing too, is we're all super pumped to like get going on this and turn this into something really sick.
Yeah, this thing is gonna live again.
Oh, it's
like,
coming back.
big
It's
time.
gonna be Rocky number 3. This thing's making a comeback.
Here's your hood scoop.
Oh,
nice.
you know what? Speaking of that, I'll probably forget about that, and that will crack my windshield doing 60. Like my hood. I ruined my hood the other day. Got on the highway, went tearing down the road, and my hood flew up. Like, destroyed it was bent like an L-shaped. I don't even think I'm gonna fix it.
There's your wife calling to tell you that
back.
you owe too much in insurance.
The credit card's max. This week is especially wild because I'm moving this week and I've got to be in this place. Well, by the time this video comes out, I've got to be out of our old place. So we've got beams to put up, electrical to do, can lights. We're painting the whole house, like dang near full remodel within the next 3 days.
We really just do this to ourselves. We know.
Oh yeah, this is self-made problems for sure. But now we've got to be electricians, framers, sheetrock repair, painters, and a full moving company on top of everything else.
We also came up with the perfect new name for the new work truck that we got. We're gonna name it Wyatt.
Why?
No particular reason. Just seemed like a good name.
Where did that dent come from?
I don't know.
I hope this week's video wasn't a letdown for any of you guys. In all honesty, we literally just weren't able to make one of our normal videos this week. And we didn't want to disappoint anybody on Sunday morning when they're just dying to watch Peg Brothers and us not have a video out. So we figured that we would just be real with you guys and show you what's been going on this week. A couple of things on the mini truck, and hopefully it's helped you understand who we are better. We're just normal dudes. We have the greatest jobs that any of us could ever ask for, and it's all thanks to everybody who's still watching this video. We are absolutely gonna be back next week after we've got all this figured out and stuff goes back to normal. Thank you all so much for all of your support. We love you guys.